Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Let There Be Talk. This episode is the Bitchin' Files, the Bitchin' Sessions, and it is brought to you by my fantastic sponsor, El Cajon Harley, located in Southern California, the #1 Harley dealer. To me, absolutely. You got to get a motorcycle, man. What are you doing? Get a bike, man. Go to El Cajon, talk to Greg, and say Delray sent me. They got fantastic motor clothes there, an excellent service department, and they also are going to have the brand new Harley Davidsons on September, I think it's 3rd and 4th. They're going to have the brand new fleet. You can go down there and ride them. I'm going to be down there. I got to ride the brand new motor. The motor came out today. Go check it out at El Cajon Harley. What are you doing? Just get a T-shirt there. Prove to them that, their sponsorship is working. Do it. Get your bike. Yeah. You see that, Spicy, the new motor?
Yeah. One, holy crap. Two, wait and see. Like, I don't. Is this new Harley? Is this like Harley's good? Everything they make is good. Like it's rough around the edges, but that's what we want it to be. Or is this like, hey, this is Mazda making a rotary engine in the 80s. Like, look at this dope new engine.
Yeah.
Don't buy this engine. No, I'm a little apprehensive.
Well, everybody's always like, don't buy the first year.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that my entire life.
But they've been working on this for what, 10?
Well,
I think you've heard about it coming.
Yeah, well, they secretly were working on a new motor, and of course, it's no mystery that Indian is, they're actually fucking making a charge. And also, Ducati has been smoking it the last 5 years, Ducati. And Beamer's always killing it with their GS and stuff. So Harley, I think, finally had to, when you're the top guy, you get a little lazy. And then here comes these other companies. But I've rode all the bikes for years now. I've owned Beamers, I've owned Ducatis, I've owned Harleys, and I like them all, but to me, it always feels, and I'm not some guy like, American-made, man, Harley, you know what I mean? It's not that, but the other bikes are fantastic, but they're a little boring after a while. They don't have soul. There's something about the Harley, you can constantly customize it. All the other companies, the other companies, you buy it, it's done off the fucking showroom, maybe some slip-on exhaust, that's it. And then you just kind of get bored after a while because your bike looks like everybody else's. With Harley, you can really make it your own. But what Harley did was they were secretly working on this motor. And this motor, first of all, they upgraded the twin cam motor, which is what I have in my bike, about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I was like, holy shit, this bike is night and day from 3 years ago.
Okay.
So they've been actually doing upgrades. But in the Indian world, it was all about numbers. Like, our bike comes with a 111. Yeah, but I rode it, and it was a great bike, but it didn't
111.
Yeah.
Look at the numbers, not what you feel under your butt. Here's a spreadsheet. Take the spreadsheet home.
It didn't feel like a 111 to me. My bike is a 103 cubic inch, and when I fucking gas it on the freeway, this thing's moving. They say the new motor will put you 3 bike lengths ahead of the other one. I can't even imagine what that torque must be like, because Harley's all about torque, low end, just...
It's like you have to do a wheelie to start. Like there's no way to launch without getting the front off the ground.
I can't wait to check it out. It's got 2 plugs per head.
Okay.
So that's they did that back on their race bike in the late 70s, a dual spark plug per head. It's 4 valves, kind of a little Honda-ish there, but smooth as fuck. And then here's the big thing that blew me back. If anybody rides Harleys, or if you don't, you're like, who cares? You're bored right now. But if you ride Harleys, they make 2 motors.
Okay.
One is called the counterbalance, where the faster you go, the more vibration you get, and that's old school Harley for the old school people, which I don't know anybody that's like...
Or the ladies.
I don't know anybody, yeah, right. Yeah, like, ooh, I like the...
You gotta go 80 or faster!
I like the counterbalance. But I don't know anybody that's like, I need my bike to vibrate the fuck out of me. And then they make the rubber mounted, which is in all the touring ones, meaning the motor is in rubber mounts, and the faster you go, the smoother it goes. The rubber mounts soak up the vibration, and it works like crazy. But with the counterbalance motor, the counterbalances go back and forth when you're at a stoplight,
Yeah.
so the motor just sits still. Where the rubber mounted, it's
get that.
sitting in rubber, so it's doing this. So that people always go like, "What's with the motor?" So the new one, they did counterbalance and rubber mounted, which means it's got to be so fucking smooth.
Yeah.
And then they redid the suspension on the baggers, front and back. I'm dying to see that. And I'm dying to ride this motor. Now, like I said, we'll get out of this topic as soon as I cover this. People always say, "Oh, don't buy the first year." It comes with, I think it's a 3-year warranty, unlimited miles.
Yeah.
And if it just breaks down a bunch, lemon law. See you later.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who cares? And of course, they will next year go, "Well, we this one we changed the crank and stuff or whatever." I get it.
They always want to keep selling.
They always want to keep selling. Yeah.
That's every year. And no, you shouldn't buy the first year. You shouldn't buy the second year. You shouldn't buy the third year. You should buy no year. Like
Yeah.
you should never. We should all just own black Honda Civics. You
Yeah.
know, like we're talking about shoulds.
Yep.
Like of course not. No one should own the iPhone 6s Plus. Of course not.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about here. We should all take the bus and we should all eat whole grain, natural organic foods that we grow ourselves.
Yeah.
Anything else other than that? Of course we shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't gonna buy another Harley touring bike.
Yeah.
I was riding Beamers, GSs. I'm like, fine, this is great. I love them, man. Ride them fucking rain, snow, whatever,
Yeah.
dirt. And then when they came out with the all the upgraded shit 2 years ago, 2014, my buddy goes, "Hey, ride the bike," and fuck, I rode it, and I was like, I can't even believe the night and day difference from last year.
Yeah.
To this, so this one's got to be even more crazier. And if I get on it and like it, I'll probably own it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
know.
coming back. When do they go on sale? Because they go out to dealers for demos in September.
Yeah.
Sale, is it like March or is it
I
sooner
think
than that?
I think it's September 17th.
Oh, they
They're
just
gonna
go
be
on
yeah.
sale.
So
Wow.
the 3rd and 4th. It used to be when I worked at Harley. As soon as you saw them,
Yeah.
and I don't know why they don't do this anymore because it's genius. They were in the stores on the Friday.
Wow.
It just moved asses into the stores.
Right.
Now it's like sit and wait,
Maybe they're bigger now. I know, because I do remember before, like growing up, like one of my good friends, he had a bunch of old cars, Mustangs and Camaros, was into bikes too. And like when we would go to do like bike stuff with him, I felt like it was a drive.
Yeah.
Now I feel like you see, like you'll be in the nice part of town and there's a Harley dealership. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everyone
Harley
has
used to be in the
tattoos.
ghetto.
Harleys are ever. You should be like go past the meth house. Then
Yep.
you'll see my mother's brother's metal roofing factory.
The pit bull dog shelter.
Yeah, yeah.
Take a ride at the shooting range.
Right, yeah,
It's
and then you'll
behind
find
her.
Todd.
Yeah.
Now get in Todd's truck and he'll drive you 4 miles
Yeah.
back to the. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but I feel like
I
it's,
tell you what you do is you buy a fucking 2016 right now
Sure.
at dirt cheap because that bike, mine's got 20,000 miles on it right now. I'm put a nickel into it and it's fucking phenomenal.
Okay, guys, buy Dean's bike so he can go buy a
No, not
2017. That's all you're doing, guys.
No.
It's a great bike.
No, not
Money
mine.
get-
I'm saying, like, I would buy a 16 in 1 minute
Right.
if you got like fucking $3,000-$4,000 off.
Right.
That bike will last you a lifetime. I'm not gonna sell mine. I love the color. They don't make that color,
Well, they will.
Mine was. It's like 100. That was it. I wish they made that color.
Well, I feel like doesn't Harley is I know different type of manufacturer, but I think the comparison works. Harley to me is the motorcycle equivalent of Porsche.
Yeah.
Where like Porsche will do anything for you.
Yeah.
They'll come in and be like, "Oh no, we don't have that option." I mean, we do.
They don't have it on
open up the-
paints.
the
It's weird
checkbook.
with paints. They're just
really
like,
do?
that's it, man. Yeah, it's really, which is cool because then you go, oh, I remember that. That was 14. They made 100. You know what I mean? All
Yeah.
that limited paints are pretty limited.
Because Porsche will do that, but then they'll do paint to sample.
Yeah.
So you'll come in with whatever you want to call it, like a 72 torch. Well, we don't do the 72 torch anymore. What about this? And they'll
Yeah.
be like, sure, and they'll call that sample red sample 1,600.
Torch 2.
Right. They don't give it a name. It's just
Yeah.
paint to sample.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You do whatever.
I'm pretty interested to see what happens. Other than that, not much new in the Harley world. There, other than the touring bikes, the other bikes are the same.
Yeah.
They kept all of that the same. That's how Harley is. Next year they'll move the motor into the other platforms. You know, they'll see how it goes down. But
What's a big thing when you have fans that still swear by a counterbalance bike.
Yeah.
Getting them something new and no longer offering that, like 10 years from now, will they not even have one, or will it just be called like the Heritage or something?
Yeah.
Just to please the old timers. It's a difficult business when, and I think like Nintendo and the video game world does this too, when so much of your IP is tied to your heritage and your history.
Yep.
Like Mustangs and Camaros, and you want to do something new and keep up, but at the same time, you are what you are.
Yep.
So.
Well, that's what they say Harley's big problem is. They've been dealing with young kids are like, oh, why would I buy a Harley? That's like, I don't know anything. They're going off the heritage of the guys. Like, I'm 50.
Right.
They're probably the last guys are around 40 that really understand, like, I gotta have a Harley, and the other people, young people, are like, oh, I like the Ducati Scrambler.
Yeah.
But, you find out right away, you get those other bikes and then you're riding around and no one's going, hey, sweet bike or whatever. And then all of a sudden you're like, I want a Harley. I don't know.
When was the last great, like, motorcycle movie?
Oh, yeah, it's a good.
Like, we need to go, like, Fast and the Furious, whether you like those cars or not, like, they have a lot of, Japanese tuned cars and that, but they also, like, Vin Diesel's in, a 67 Charger?
Yep.
It's kind of like runs the gamut of cars. I'm trying to think of, like, the last, whether it's a Ninja or whatever, but, like, a movie that celebrated bikes.
Well, I did that Hellride movie, and I was really hoping that was going to be more concentrated on the bikes and, riding and everything, and, of course, it just kind of turned out different.
It just went to TV, right? Like, they never had the movie.
Oh, no.
Not Hellride. No, not Hellride, but the idea of motorcycle culture.
Oh, yeah, well, the fucking Sons of Anarchy really bumped Harley big time, bumped him up, which is what makes me pretty surprised that they've been hurting lately because so many people went out and bought fucking those Harley Dynas that, the Sam Crow rides,
Yeah.
And even Harley, it's so funny when Sons of Anarchy first came out, Harley said, we don't want nothing to do with it.
Huh.
They had to buy their own bikes.
Wow.
And they came to the shop when I was working there, and I sold them 2 bikes. I remember they had, like, no money.
Yeah.
They were like, we got about $7,000 per bike. I'm like, well, that ain't going to happen. And they go, well, what if we just have, like, 2 Harleys in the back? We have, like, Hondas and shit. I go, your show will immediately suck. These are, like... not the creators, not
like
Kurt
a PA or whatever.
These are just money people.
Yeah, budget
money
people.
people. They go, what's the difference? And I go, well, immediately your show will not be real.
No, my show is called Ferrari Club, Dean. And we have one Ferrari, and everyone else in the back is in a Prius. Will anyone notice that?
It's the same fucking thing right away. The first people to watch the show are going to be the bikers, and then it spills into other people. If you got the bikers, they go, that's bunk right out of the gate. No one's going to. Now you got no viewers.
Close up, he's clearly getting on a Harley. Then, like, on the wide shot, it's like a Ninja or something. Like, totally. Like,
when I did Hellride, they didn't have any money for bikes, so that was one of the things. If you had a bike,
oh sure, you
got to audition, and then they paid you $150 a day rental for your bike, which is cool. But in the meantime, there was no uniform to the gang's bikes.
Right.
Our gang, we had the gang, what were we called? The fucking, I can't even remember what we're called now. It's so long
You were
ago.
a pickup gang.
Yeah. Anyway, though, one guy had this bike, the other guy had that bike, this guy, and it just kind of looked funny, but, it kind of matched it because it was kind of hokey.
Sure.
Which made it good,
Yeah.
But anyway, so there you go. Harley's new motor.
I think the last great bike movie we all know is Cool as Ice.
Cool as Ice. What was that?
Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice trying to do Purple Rain.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. There was another one that Ice Cube did. That one was called like.
There were two. There was two like at about the same time in the late '90s. It was Torque.
That's
and
it.
Biker Boys.
But I think look it up real quick. See which one Ice Cube was in.
I feel like the last cool bike movie was that movie that Tupac was in, where he rode a bike in it.
What?
What was it? That Janet Jackson love story?
Poetic Justice.
One of them, Tupac rode a bike in it, and it was like, yeah.
It's funny. I tried to create this movie for about 2 years.
Ice Cube was in Torque.
Torque, yeah. About 2 years, and when I was doing the film with Cube, I pitched him the idea and loaned him the book. But it's a book about the first black motorcycle club, and it would be an incredible, awesome. Whoa.
Fuck is going on?
Wow, that was pretty
Cube
good.
shutting you down. He's
Yeah,
developing the movie. He's
yeah.
like, oh shit, Dean, remember,
Yeah.
shut it
Get
down.
rid of that secret movie we're working on, right? But there's a club out of Oakland, and are we still good?
We're not recording. We're still streaming.
Oh wow!
Special for the live show.
We're
That's-
recording
Bum, bum,
again.
bum. Oh shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's a club in Oakland and East Bay Dragons.
And this is the first black bike gang.
Yeah,
Or club.
Well, I think there was another one in L.A. before, which is the one down here. I forget what they're called, but East Bay Dragons was Oakland, and there's a couple brothers started it. And it's an incredible book if you can read it. I read the book, and I was like, this would be a great film.
Yeah.
It basically, it was back in the days of Oakland when they had no money and they wanted to have a car club, but cars cost too much, and you could get bikes for like back then $100, and they got bikes and they started a club, and they're still around to this day.
That's awesome.
And it's an amazing story, man. They learned to ride out at the Oakland airport in the fields, and I could just see the vision, the whole film, how cool it is to see these guys, man. I mean, it's cool to see different styles of people riding, now all different kinds of clubs and everything. So it was a great book, and I gave it to Cube. He was way into it and stuff too. But the two dudes that wrote the book were just kind of crazy. Like, yeah, we need like $10 million. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
We're making something that 5 people want to see. But it was really, it would have been a great film. And I read recently that somebody else was trying to get it made, but who
Yeah,
knows?
get it over to Terrence Howard or something, right? Like someone.
That's
that
who I
has-
talked to about
production
it. Right
history,
after
yeah.
Hustle and Flow, I
Yeah,
saw
so good.
Terrence Howard at. I love that
It's
movie.
so good. If you haven't seen it,
That movie's underrated, right?
wholly underrated.
Man, I think Terrence Howard is so great. He smoked it in that movie. But I saw him at a sushi restaurant one night, and I
Yeah.
said, "Hey, man, I don't want to bug you, but I've got this great idea." He gave me his home phone number, and I texted him a few times, and then, of course, like Terrence Howard was like, "That sounds great." So I was thinking Terrence Howard, Ice Cube play the two brothers.
Yeah.
And because the brothers battle later on over should they sell drugs and stuff
Sure.
in the book. It's fucking great. And this is when crack hits in the
Oh,
80s.
shit, yeah.
And you see the ground zero of crack. The whole story is phenomenal. And then I was going to have Mike Beach as the third guy who's
Yeah.
in it also. And then I'm in there too. I was gonna play a cop.
I mean, yeah, you can be the cop, but like now you're pitching it. It's got to be Kevin Hart,
Yeah.
Terrence Howard, maybe Jay Farah. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, Kevin Hart's in everything,
Yeah, you got to
right?
get Kevin Hart. Can The Rock put an afro on?
It's
What else?
just-
Who else can we get in this thing?
Speaking of that, Jerry Ferrara tweeted today, which should I start? Should I start The Night Of or Strange Things?
Night of.
Yeah, right. I'm a John Turturro guy.
It's so good.
John Turturro is a master, man.
Yeah.
If you're gonna start one
Yeah.
now, only 7 of the 8 night ofs are available. So do Stranger Things. You'll tear through it in half a day.
Night of is better. It's just. I'd
It's
rather watch.
different.
It's very
Completely
different. Very different.
And then
They're
I
both
want to
great.
see the Get
Yeah.
Down because I really, I was reading about how the Get Down was fucking it got made, and then
Yeah.
it was like there were like 3 different fucking rewrites and all this problems and stuff, and now it's out, and I hear it's great, but I love that early hip hop of
Yeah.
New York and all that, so, and I love the flavor of the clothing,
Yeah.
and the the glasses, the shoes, the sneaker game, the sweatsuit, all that, and the blasters, ghetto blasters. It's like do the right thing era.
Yeah.
So I don't. Have you seen the Get Down? At
I
all?
haven't. I've read about it, and apparently it's like really high highs and really low lows.
Really?
Like some stuff works incredible, and then some stuff you're like, are these actors? Like what happened? Like it seems just kind of fall apart.
Right.
And I should say the Night Of is great. The Night Of to me is like when you go home and your mom put your old Star Wars blanket on your bed for you or something
Yeah.
like that, and you're like, oh, cool, this is cool, and it's cool, and it's cool, but it's like scratching that itch.
Yeah.
The night of, I feel like I watched last Sundays, and I sat there and I just watched the whole credits at the end of the episode, not intentionally, but just because I was just like,
Right.
fuck.
Wait, you mean Strange Things?
Oh, what did I say?
Strange Things is like a Star
Yeah,
Wars
Strange
blanket.
Things is
Gotcha.
a Star Wars blanket, yeah, and then Night of is just like,
Right.
I mean, the easiest way to describe it is it's Serial the podcast, but a fictional version of that story.
So it's basically James Gandolfini was supposed to play the lead. It was going to be his next project before he died. Then it just sat there. They asked John Turturro to do it. He's like, no way. James Gandolfini and him were great friends. He's like, I can't do that. That was his gig. It's too weird. Then he starts getting into it. He's like, maybe I do this for him. And I love John Turturro. I've loved him since the day I saw him in every Spike Lee film. He crushes it in Do the Right Thing. He absolutely crushes it in Jungle Fever as the candy store owner. He is amazing. He directed a film right around that era, and I forget the name all the time. Can you look this up? It was one he directed. It was about him and his two brothers. They own their dad's construction company, and it is fucking great. And it didn't get much glory, but if you can see this movie, it is unbelievable. And I've always loved him. What was the other one? The Jewish Mob. Once Upon a Time in America. He the guy murders it every time.
The one he directed was called Mac.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mac. And they own a construction company, and it's basically he's got the loser brother that doesn't do any kind of work. And oh man, the guy's great. So how is he in this?
Fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And how many episodes is it?
It's a limited series and it's 8, and I thought there were only 6. Or have 7 come out? Is it 7?
Yeah, this week was 7.
This week was 7. So I don't know how they take it home.
Is it on
episode.
HBO?
It's on HBO.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched yesterday because I wanted to see Marin on Roadies.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it at all. Ron White's on. I love Ron White. I love Marin. And I love fucking the director, the creator, fucking
Cameron Crowe.
Cameron Crowe.
Oh, it's Cameron Crowe?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So I was pretty fired up. I don't, it's hard for me to start stuff now because I really it's hard for me to watch TV. Like I love Breaking Bad, but when I got into it, I had the flu for 3 days and watched them all, and it was the darkest month of my life, my brain just doesn't take TV anymore. It's like, and I really want to.
But you still do films. Like you
I
go to
do
the
films,
theaters a
yeah,
lot.
but that's different. It's like 2 hour. Like I saw a great fucking film last week. The one about the improv troupe.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Woo, man!
Mike Birbiglia.
Don't think twice.
This film is fucking
Yeah.
great, man. What a great surprise of a film, and just smoking, man. Best movie I've seen this year. I just loved it. Anyway, I love going to the movies on Tuesdays over there at Sunset 5. Like today, it's $6. After I do the podcast, I'll roll over, catch a movie, and then go do my spots. And this movie's great. There's something about TV where I know it's going to be a lot of episodes, and I think in my mind, fuck, man, I gotta work on some comedy. I gotta edit this podcast. I do need to watch it though because I really like it once I get in.
Right.
So, but I'm afraid of which one to start. What if it's not good?
I had the same. I mean, there is so much content out there.
There
And a
is.
lot of good content. Like,
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, I haven't started the Get Down. There's another show that I hadn't watched. Season 2 of Bloodline, which I really love. Season 1 of Bloodline on Netflix. I'm not up to date on Game of Thrones, which I know is blasphemy to some
I've never
people.
seen Game of Thrones ever.
It's just like there's so much, and that's not even to say like what good stuff is maybe on network TV, like Fargo. I guess FX isn't network.
Fargo.
Fargo's incredible.
Yeah.
The Americans, I think, also on FX is incredible.
I love Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
I loved Marin's show. I love Burr's F is for Family. That stuff. So when my friends are on stuff, I watch it right away because I don't want to be that guy that, like I want to support what they're doing. So I watched Roadies, and It's the 6th episode, so I have no idea what's going on. But it's a great episode because Marin is opening for a band, and I just done that, so
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta watch this, And it's really funny, but the show is just like, it's like he's fucking that roadie, and this roadie's fucking that roadie, and this roadie's fucking that one, and the band's all fucking fucked up, and and I was like, oh yeah. I don't need to see this because I've lived it. You know what I mean? I'm glad I watched the Marin episode, but I'm going to watch something like John Turturro to me as an artist.
Yeah.
And he moves me from what he does, like big time. So that's going to be my choice.
Yeah.
Here. Now, what is Stranger Things about? Because I asked Luke Hurl, and I don't even think Luke's seen it because he went like, oh, yeah, it's a lot of 80s stuff, dude. Yeah.
It is what's a log line? A paranormal. It's a horror story.
Oh.
Set in the vein, a paranormal horror suspense story, set in meets Goonies is the best way.
Oh, that's what he said. It was like Goonies-ish, and then I was like, oh, I don't need to see
but
that.
darker and legit scares.
Yeah.
It's not grotesque.
Right.
But it's a group of kids, without spoiling anything, a group of kids stumble upon supernatural being. Is that vague enough? It's like
Right.
It's like you want to stay. There's a couple of really great surprises,
Right.
if you're into it.
Yeah, that's not really my thing. Like John Turturro, this is like a murder that they think he did, right?
No, he's the attorney.
Oh, he's the attorney, but there's somebody else. Oh, that's right. I saw him. He's interviewing a guy in a cell.
Yeah.
And, so I like that kind of shit where you're following. Imagine I'm into dark stuff. That's weird, right?
That kind of explains
Anyway,
a lot.
that sounds like something I want to see,
Yeah, it's great. It's
Yeah.
really great.
Fuck. All right. So, and then I want to see the Get Down. I'll watch a couple of those, just to see what I like to look at the era.
Yeah.
Because I heard they're just nailing it on the era.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know?
curious to see how, for the same reason, I'm Dying Up Here, which
Oh,
is
I
like
can't
the Jim
wait.
Carrey produced show.
Yeah,
Because I saw some set pics of that, and that's very much capturing the era also. And I love that era, like the 70s, but now you're also talking the Comedy Store and stand-up scene in that
Yeah,
time.
oh, are you
I think it's
kidding
going to
me?
be super fucking cool.
Can't even wait. Now, I've got an offer to go down and watch him shoot, and I'm wondering, like, should I do that? Will it wreck it for me? Should I? I was
No,
thinking.
you can totally do it and then just walk through camera and no one will notice because you'll just fit right in.
Yeah,
They'll be
I
like,
got the
oh, great,
mustache."
okay, great. Bring him back let's do that again, Dean.
Yeah. Hey, the guy with the mustache. What is he a new guy in there? Yeah. He's the comic comes in mid-season on coke. Ah!
He's Kennison's friend. Just let it roll.
I wanted to play Kinnison meets Dice, just a combo character. You put them both together like sucking my dick. Right? That'd be wild. But not do this, but a character that's just a loose fucking cannon around there. I think as much as I want to be a crazy man in this era of it's all about business in this era of comedy. You can't really be a crazy man anymore, So to be able to play one would be great.
The closest crazy man I think we still have is Cat Williams.
Yeah, you're right. But he was he got famous and then did crazy shit. I'm talking right now, if you were just doing shit like huffing lines and throwing shot glasses and fucking screaming and kicking people and shit, you'd be just gone.
So I mean this, podcasts are always tough. So Brandon, please know I mean this with the utmost respect. Brendan Wardell is a young guy.
Yeah.
And he's not screaming and kicking glasses, but he is crazy on Twitter. He, for a time he said he wants to be Drake when he grows up.
Yeah.
And he's such an original, unique voice and who is a bad boy. Like how he presents himself, how he acts on stage, but not like bad boy who's going to kill someone, but just like giving no fucks, but looks like a skinny white dude, but it will be like in an Adidas jumper with a backpack.
Yeah.
And like looks like he hasn't combed his hair in 10 days. He was on Odenkirk's Split album. That came out, his last album that came out. He had Brandon do like 10 minutes up top at the live show and recorded it, and then he put it in the album and released it.
Wow.
So that's a guy, I feel like the bad boy of comedy is different than like, sticking a hooker's head through a fucking TV and then throwing him out the window or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's a guy who is very much, doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And outside of like the traditional how you think you need to handle yourself and stand up to make it. And he's making it. He's really great. If you haven't checked him out, check him out.
It's a tough it's a fine line to run because most comedians were loony, and, you know, and eventually. I think those guys kind of had it made back then because they could really vent and go crazy, and people are like, "Yeah, he's crazy as a comedian," and they could get it out. But with us, you know, it bottles up, and then you might have a meltdown one day, like we've seen over the years. You know, online, people have meltdowns, and you're like, "Oh, that guy's having a bad day," you know. Because it's a fucking. It's a tough fucking business, man. And every day you wake up, you're like, really? You know what I mean? It's always like, really? So, yeah, it's a strange animal, you know.
Yeah, and everything's captured now in a way that it
That's
wasn't
the thing.
before.
Back then, Sam Kinnis can just be a wild man, and then people, it was word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did this and that. No, he didn't. He did this and that. Yeah, now it's like, he did this.
Right.
Look, and it's also
Can you believe
TMZ.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like 10 think pieces about why it wasn't a good thing.
Pretty wild. I was tweeting today about I noticed I smell nice, which isn't wild at all. And I was like, I you know, that term metro male, that's kind of gone now, right? Like you don't really hear it, metrosexual, you don't hear it, but you know, I was at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And I was like, I go to Whole Foods now because I try to buy like clean food. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's.
Yeah, real bad boy comedy.
Yeah, right. I'm really fucking, I'm crazy. That's what I was thinking. I was talking to somebody a couple days ago. I go, man, I am so, like, I think back to the days, like, I didn't even shower before at all. You know what I mean? It's just, like, I'm wearing the same clothes right now, but I shower so I can get away with it.
Right.
You know? So I'm walking through Whole Foods, and I go, man, that smells good. What is that? And I look, and it's this soap, Rad Soap Company. And I grab it, I go, man, this smells amazing. I'm into smells. You know, like, I hate bad smells.
Oh, it's the worst.
Like fucking butthole smell, like people's dirty seats and all that. I smell it, I go, this is amazing. I buy it. It's $7 for a bar, but it's huge.
Okay.
And I use the soap in the shower, and it's all natural and killing. I go, oh God! I immediately tweet at him like, dude, your shit is amazing. And now I'm hooked on this stuff, and I'm constantly can smell it, man. Smell my arm. It's insane. Smell it.
That smells good. It smells good. I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah,
thought I was
right?
getting set up for an elaborate hoax here. And
No.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good. But my point is, I'm somewhere along the line I became like a metrosexual years back. I mean, not too crazy. Like, I don't get my fucking chest waxed and my eyebrows and all that shit done. But I'm into good smells. It's crazy.
Well, I think there should be more of it, and I think the label. I think we don't call it metrosexual or whatever because the two reasons. One, like the fashion stereotype move to hipster or whatever, like whatever the thing is. Like there's a term for the thing. But two, I think like just like a woman can be president or a boss or an astronaut or fight in the military, a man can get a manicure, a pedicure. Oh God, what was his name? Oh fuck, blanking on his name. Very famous black comedian, was in the Ocean's 11 movies. He's dead, unfortunately. Come on, brain. Why did I start this fucking train of thought?
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac. Thank you,
Bernie
Jesus
Mac.
Christ. He was huge on mani-pedis.
Yeah?
Like, and he was, you know, like a tough dude, funny dude, wild guy, and he would always, he's like, you gotta have nice nails.
Yeah.
Like, guys are all want like a good firm handshake. He's like, I'm not gonna shake your hand if your nails look like shit.
Yeah.
And I haven't, but I want to get my eyebrows, not like shaped, like to look thin, but like I'm a hairy dude. I think like adding like a real, like you watch TV, all of those people on TV have had that shit done.
Oh God,
or they have like makeup on that, and you're like, no wonder when you get up in the morning, you take a shower and you style your hair, like not talking about how attractive you are at a base level. You're like, this doesn't look like how I wanted it to. I was like, of course it doesn't. What you see on TV isn't that.
Yep.
So I think the only thing I would do that I haven't done in terms of like male grooming is going to like a dude eyebrow place.
Yeah.
Get that shit cleaned up a little bit. But
Yeah, barbershops do it. Good ones, you know what I mean? I go to one, he gets down on the fucking eyebrows and stuff. It's crazy because, you know, like, I think a lot of Twitter is shaming people's like bad hair or smells or clothing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like like people got that Yoda ear hair coming out, and other people have like you know, neck hair. Like I can get some fucking
Yeah.
Like I get furry on the neck,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's crazy like how I feel good when I go to the barbershop and they cut everything off.
Yeah.
I'm like, just get rid of everything,
Yeah.
you know? And they just feel like, all right, I'm clean.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is something to. Do we have a call?
Yeah, we got
taking
a call.
care of themselves.
Yeah.
I'll get back.
Yeah,
to you.
yeah. Let's go. Let's grab the call. Hey, what's up? You're on the air, man. Who's calling?
What's up, you sick bastards? This is the Ginnage in Boston.
Right on. How are you, man?
Nothing. What's going on, you guys?
We're just here talking about all kinds of shit. Are you listening to the show?
Nah, just off of work.
Word, you got a question today?
Nah. Always just wanted to call in.
I have a question for you. Then I'm going to put you on the spot. You don't have to answer it yet. You can think about it for a little bit. But before you go, you got to answer it. Favorite movie
What?
set in Boston? There's a lot of great Boston movies. I want to know from a Boston guy. I don't know what you guys are called. Bostonite? Bostonian?
Bostonian.
There
I
it
don't know
is.
about that.
What's
I
your
don't
favorite
know.
Boston movie?
Oh, my favorite Boston movie is The Town.
Okay.
The Town.
It's a good movie.
I like the one with what's his name?
Oh, Ben Affleck and Mark Wahlberg. It's either Mark Wahlberg
Leo.
or Ben Affleck. Is it
No,
Ben
everyone.
Affleck? Or...
No, Leo. What's it called?
Departed.
Departed.
oh yeah, which is
Yeah.
also
That's good.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
He's in all of them.
Oh no, what's The Fighter's great? That's Boston, right?
Yeah.
The Fighter.
That's like an hour north.
Soul, yeah.
Yeah, that shit is great. Now I love the.
Actually, Casey Affleck, Gone Baby Gone's unbelievable too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. That's a great
There's,
one.
like Boston, like New York has some great movies, but Boston has some fucking great movies.
I was in Boston. It was amazing. And the guy goes, yeah, let's go get some food. And we went to the North End, and it was unbelievable.
Italian food galore.
That shit is killer.
Yeah, in August, every weekend, the Fisherman Fest. So they just it's all like seafood, all the fresh seafood right off the boat, Italian style.
Damn.
That's
Calamari, clams, oysters everywhere. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'll be right back. I'm going to meet you there.
Yeah. Yo, man, go
But,
go see Maron. He's doing the Wilbur.
Who?
Mark Maron. He's doing the Wilbur Theater.
Oh yeah, I go to so many shows and shit. I'm running low on money. I'm seeing Coco though at the Wilbur in November, whatever the hell it is.
Oh, that's
It'll
gonna
be
be
my third time seeing him.
that's gonna be dope, dude.
Oh yeah. And Spicer though, I'm not gonna lie. Fourth time seeing Blink 182, definitely the worst time Friday.
It's the worst time?
I don't know. I go the place it was at. It's always great sound. The sound was just awful. Like,
I've heard the
Texas
tour's
drums
been
are wicked
okay. But...
loud.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be in I'm seeing them in LA for the last couple of shows, so I'm hopeful that
Yeah,
they'll
I'm
dial
sure
it
to go
in.
all out then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in,
Alright.
dude.
Talk to you guys later.
Right on, man. See ya.
Later.
Bye.
I just want to go to Boston and eat now.
That guy was so Boston,
It was
right?
great. That's why I want to know his favorite Boston movie.
You sound like Devin, my boy that plays in Whitesnake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything's dude, and oh, you gotta go down there. Blink 182, terrible. I can't even do it. It's so hard.
No,
that
yeah.
accent.
I only
Can you do it?
maybe
Let's
like
hear.
Garfield.
Can
like
you
I
do-
can hit the long A or whatever. But
Yeah,
not-
it's like I could probably do it if I just listened to it for about a week.
Yeah.
I could probably kill it, but it's so weird when it comes on. You're like, and he probably thinks we just sound like Spicoli's. Oh man, badass. Anyway, we're talking about fucking.
Oh yeah, grooming.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've just got to a point now where it's like, we have the time to do it. We're not working, 12-hour days in a coal mine and coming home and slamming food and then getting up the next day and doing it again. So it's like, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to smell like a pretty flower, but you don't need to smell like you just played fucking football.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna be like, oh, that guy's not tough. He doesn't smell like shit. Don't smell like shit. You don't need to do that anymore.
Well, I love the total. Like to me, I fantasize. It's a lot like anything in life. I love either one way all the way or the other way.
Sure.
So of course, I love Jim Morrison and just wore the same clothes his entire tour, and people just said he smelled so bad. But there's something. It's so funny. I always look at stuff and go, yeah, these are going to look great when it's all broke in.
Yeah.
But I never get them broke in because the other half of my brain is going, I got to keep these mints, man. I got to keep them all clean in case I got to sell them,
That's how I am with like hats and shoes. Where I get I've since broken the addiction for sneakers, but I get like a great pair of Jordans or something like that, and I'd be like, oh, these are awesome. I'm only gonna wear these for special occasions. Then I'd have like my shit pair.
Yeah.
But then by the end of like a year or whatever, my shit pair would be my favorite pair because I had memories with them. You know, they went through some shit. So even if it was something where I would wear like the nice ones, I would pick to wear the shit ones. The same with like hats, where it'd be like, I can never wear this one. It's limited edition. It was only available at Minute Maid Park when the Astros were in the World Series. I'm gonna keep it forever next to the ticket stubs. Wear it to the opening day game. That's it. I never wear that fucking hat.
I know.
And I wear like my beater all the time.
It's so fucking weird, man, right? Like, and I also was talking to somebody about how boots look amazing, beat up and broke in, but sneakers look like shit, beat up and old. You know what I mean?
Most of them do, yeah.
Yeah, so it's so weird. Sneakers just have this shelf life of about a month, and then they're like, yeah, these don't look too good, you know? And also, you're bored with sneakers quick.
Yeah.
Where with boots, you never get bored of them. You're like, these are looking great. And they're starting. I can't wait to get them resold, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be fucking great. So yeah, it's so weird. I still fantasize about the fucking one outfit.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Well, like when I did Hell Ride, I had a giant beard and I grew my hair out because I knew like 4 months ahead of time I was gonna do it. And they go, yeah, so you go come into makeup every morning around 4:30 and we'll put this beard and wig on you. I was like, oh, I want to avoid that. If I can just start growing this shit now. So I grew a beard out 4 months. And you saw pictures, right?
Yeah,
it was massive. And I kind of like the beard. I would have a giant one now, but it's straight up gray.
Oh, yeah.
I look like Santa.
You could dye it.
I look like Santa's uncle or grandfather. That's how old. Yeah, dyeing it's weird. There you go. You know, and then it's like brown.
Sit there and brush it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care of your shit.
What is it called? Not just for just for men.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, that's the other illusion, and this is, we live in Hollywood, but I do think it's weird, and I'm at the point now where, and I might do it. I'm not saying I'm above doing it, but if I ever want to start dyeing my hair, I need to start now. Like I don't have tons of grays.
Right.
But there's a few.
Yeah.
And so if I never want people to notice, like I kind of need to do it. And you look at celebrities, and there's, first of all, there's John Travolta who just wears straight up fucking wigs. I have
Full-blown wigs.
no clue what he looks like anymore. Like George Clooney went gray, but he still has a gorgeous fucking full head of hair. Like there's no way.
Well, his gray looks cool.
Right.
We got a call.
And then
and
Brad
Kirk
Pitt.
Hammett's hair looks cool.
Yeah.
Gray.
But it's not real. I don't think it's real.
What's going on, man? You're on the air.
What's up, Dean Delray and Miss Haida? How we doing today?
Yeah, good. Who's calling?
Oh, this is Nate out of Santa Rosa. Want to call and give you guys a shout.
Nate out of fucking Rosa. What part of Santa Rosa you live in?
Right next to Juilliard Park.
Next to what?
Juilliard Park, kind of downtown.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Yeah, it's nice, man. Hey, I actually saw Brian Callen at the Punchline on Friday.
Woo! Oh, wow.
That guy's a laugh. He is a murderer.
Yeah, my lawyer went to that. He said it was fucking great. I come down the mountain. I got hair. It looks like a mountain lion or a lion's mane. I've got a horse, and I just got muscles, and I got muscles on top of the horse. You're just like, first time I ever saw him, I was like, this guy's amazing. You know what I mean?
He's a murderer.
It's so hilarious, That shit is like, it takes balls to do that because for a long time, how do you work that out at open mics? You know what I mean? Because when we start, we're doing we're doing jokes at an open mic. So at an open mic, that means he has to go in there when he's starting and be like, I'm Callen, I got a 6-pack, and my hair looks perfect. People would be like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? So I love him even more. How to develop that, man, that is just next level. And every time I fucking laugh when he's on, every time.
The way he deconstructed the content he was talking about it was just so cool because he won the room before he even got up there because of Fighter and the Kid, and it was just phenomenal, man. It was so clean.
Yeah,
Such a nice guy.
Now, he's on tour with the Fighter and the Kid? Is the other guy on stage with him?
Brendan Schaub. It depends on the show. When they do live shows, they end up. It's kind of more of like a performance.
Right.
Like, you know how some talk shows are. But apparently, Brendan Schaub, he's now doing stand-up. He doesn't call himself a comic, his words, but he's getting into it now. And they talk about UFC, MMA, jiu-jitsu, families, food, you know, all the general
I love that shit, dude. I love it. That guy,
it's so cool.
The first time I saw him was at the Comedy Store. I was sitting in the back, and I'd never seen him. And it was early on in my comedy career, and he went on, and I was like, what the fuck? This is insane. I love it. I mean, I was worshiping it.
And the best thing about Callan is that he's your age and you guys don't act it. So it's relatable immediately because it's not, I'm an old man, blah, 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 so on and so forth. It's just really relatable content.
Yeah.
So cool.
That's the thing. I think that you can, like, a lot of people, whoa, you got electrocuted. A lot of people don't understand, like, you can be old in comedy as long as you're relevant. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you're not up there talking about, like, you know, like, God, you know, wearing a blazer and talking about, you know, whatever, Pac-Man or something from the 80s, people are going to be like, this guy is fucking out of touch, you know? But if you're up there just talking current shit, it doesn't matter what age you are if your material is relevant.
Well, what you're doing now, it's really quite different than when I first saw you in Denver. It's really evolved. And it's just, you're doing a lot of, like, critical thinking, and it's so funny and really engaging.
Yeah, thanks,
Good to
dude.
see you evolve as a comic.
I hope to be up there soon.
I really hope so. The punchline, man, gentrification is really enhanced a lot of things, but comedy is such like we ended up going to this place, Lewis's in San Francisco, Brian Callen, and a bunch of chuckle sluts.
Right.
It was fun. I enjoyed it, but they had no idea who he was and his podcast and his career and his family. And they're all like trying to hit on, like, oh, you guys are, thanks for the support, but you're kind of part of the problem.
Well, I think it's a great place to be in your career if you're big from your podcasting and sell out the rooms, but still be able to walk the streets, man. What better way?
Oh, yeah.
You just got your real friends in on the show. Thanks for calling in, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Much love, my man. Be safe.
I'll see you soon.
Later.
Later.
Seemed like a real nice guy, but why the fuck did he start it by dissing me?
Yeah, what did he say to you?
He was like, what's up, Dean and Miss Spicer, whatever the fuck he said.
I thought he said Chris Spicer.
Did he say Chris? I heard a Miss. We're going to go back and listen to the tape. If it was Chris, thanks. That's not my name, but that's better. I thought it was just like a Miss. That's why I was silent the whole time. I was just like, fuck this dude. Like, he just calls. He's like, hey, dude, I just want to call and give you guys a shout. Love you, Dean. What's up, bitch face, bitch boy? Anyway, I just want to say I'm a big fan. I was like, fuck this guy.
I was like, let's keep this guy on more. Let's have him co-host, man. He really likes my material. I got that was one of my 9 fans, by the way. Yeah. Oh, which, by the way, man, I've been screaming at people to leave reviews and subscribe to the podcast. Like, every week, it blows my mind. You know, this podcast has massive numbers.
Yeah.
Massive. And it has only 633 reviews. That makes no sense to me how you can have all these listeners. So anyway, in the last week, I've gotten like 9 reviews.
Nice.
So, fuck yeah. Keep it going, man. That's how it gets in the top 50.
Well, that's the thing, and I understand because people, myself included, we are lazy and we take things for granted. Like, that's the beauty of an RSS feed for a podcast.
Yeah.
You subscribe to it, then it shows up on your phone, and then you're driving, like, oh shit, there's a new Let There Be Talk. I'll listen to that.
Yep.
And you're like, hey, subscribe, and you're like, yeah, I'll do that. But you're driving, so you're not going to do it. And then you get home and you got your wife or your kids or your partner or whatever, and you're like, I'm not going to do it. Then you're cooking dinner and you're not going to. Then you're working and you're not. And it's just like, I listen to NPR a lot, and it took me years before I finally became a sustaining member. Like, I'm always like, I want to support this, but you never do it. So it's frustrating to me too, because I get it. Like this show and the video game podcast I do, I was just, when I released my album, it was like, look, if 10% of you buy my album, and I don't even care if you buy it because you like my comedy. Just think of it as like a $10 tip to, hey, thanks for the hundreds of hours of free content
No
you've given me over the
shit.
year.
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, and I
It's
get it.
crazy.
It's frustrating as seriously. I'll do it, guys. The reason Dean wants you to subscribe and leave a review on your provider of choice for this podcast is because it helps in discoverability. And by getting it more reviews, you don't have to write anything. You don't have to write actual comments on iTunes. Just a 5-star review. It bumps it in the iTunes algorithm. So when other people are looking for dope podcasts, this podcast will be surfaced. And this podcast is not like Metallica in 72 or whatever. This isn't like you don't want people to know about it because it won't be cool anymore. If more people know about this fucking podcast,
Get better guests.
it gets better and better, and all of those people that you want to be on the show will be able to be on the show.
Yeah.
And also, Dean will have a gold jet.
Yeah, gold jet. Well, I was thinking, I was like, how can I make it to where you can't listen unless you subscribe and leave a review?
Well, that's
It's free, but you can't listen unless you subscribe. Do you know what I mean?
I wonder if there is a model, because there is that, oh God, what is it? It's like not Gorilla, but there's that other, there's like a new kind of podcast service that you have to pay to get them. I think it's like a buck or something like that.
I don't want them to pay. I mean, of course, it would be great to donate or whatever. I've been doing this so long for free.
Right.
But eventually you're like, man, you know, if you just subscribed, it would keep it up in the top 50, and then the guest arc would be way better. I'm starting to get great guests. In the next few weeks, the guests are fucking through the roof.
I mean, I'm here.
Yeah. I got Spicer. I got Chris Spicy.
Miss Spicer.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But you know what I mean? It's like, what happens is publicists start reaching out to you, and this just happened to me last 3 weeks ago. Publicists hit me and said, here's who I represent. Do you like any of them? Because I don't have people on that I don't care about. I'm not a promotion machine. And immediately I saw Rich Robinson. I said, fuck yeah. Right there, Rich Robinson from the Black Crows. Now, that was because the publicist had heard this might be good for your clients.
Right.
And she had 2 other clients, Vicky Hamilton, which was a guest I've been wanting for 2 years, and I had her on, you know, who managed Guns N' Roses at the beginning. 2 great guests. That's from fucking, you know, the podcast is circling around out there and getting some traction.
Yeah.
This month, I just tweeted today, the biggest month ever of Let There Be Talk in downloads.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is fuck. And like, I'm waking up now going like, whoa, fuck, these numbers are crazy, you know? And that's just, you got to just keep working and doing it, you know?
Yeah.
One great thing I do like about the show is the numbers seem to be around the same as if I do it with just you or me on my own.
Yeah.
Or a superstar guest.
Sure.
Now I know the show's interesting and people are digging it.
It's not dependent on a big name. It's kind of like stand-up shows in town, like The Meltdown or whatever.
Right.
Like
People just,
it's, you know, it's going to be a great show, even if it's something that you're not necessarily into per se. Like, I don't give a fuck about custom engraved shift knobs for 64 Mustangs only. But it's going to be an interesting listen, so I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Like this week, I'm going to interview this guy who restores Rolexes.
Okay.
This one's for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if people, but I went to his shop yesterday and watched him do some work, and I was like, I can't fucking believe he's like 40. White dude. I walk in. He goes, "Oh, Dean Delray." I go, "You know me?" He's like, "Oh, Death Squad, man. I go to the fucking Ice House, man. I saw you. You're great. I love Joey Diaz." And I was like, "Wow, this is so cool from podcasting."
Yeah.
I immediately said, "Dude, you got to do my podcast." He goes, "Oh, I'd be honored." He starts showing me all the stuff he does. It's the vintage Rolexes, and I'm going to interview him Saturday, and I'm just fucking fired up, man.
Yeah.
This guy he's in Pasadena. He's just insane, man.
That's awesome. You should just bring an old Rolex with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, why don't you just walk me, just hypothetically, just walk me through the process.
Hey, you don't need this one right here, do you? This is cool for a podcast. Fuck.
That's how they work.
What do you got going, man?
This week, we're doing a show together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Thursday. Is that Thursday?
Thursday.
8 p.m.?
No tickets sold so far. Unbelievable.
Has there a link for it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything.
I tweeted it like 2 days straight.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it's me, you, Joe Bartnick and Red Band,
Okay.
and Hallie.
Okay.
So yeah, I tweeted up. You know what? I don't think you were in the first because I only got room to put one guy each time. I got to start using that thing again. Remember where it shrunk the link?
Oh, sure. Well, now I think Twitter automatically does that. I think once it determines it's a link, it doesn't count it as its full character.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Because how do you do that?
It's just when you type a link in. So if whatever, once you add like .com to the end of it, Twitter's like, oh, this is a link, and I think a link takes 8 characters. I don't know what it is.
Oh wow!
But
All right, I gotta look into
their
that.
things change.
Anyway, so yeah, Thursday we gotta come out. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to run some of this news stuff on Thursday. I got about 15 minutes of news stuff. That I'm trying to get fucking primo, and then I'm gonna do some really new stuff like off of notes and see what I get going, and then you guys do whatever you want to do. Bartnick, Red Band, you, Hallie, and then I'm trying to get a surprise guest.
Nice.
Yeah, so that should be good.
Thursday, 8 p.m. at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room here in Los Angeles.
Which will be tonight when this comes out.
Okay, yeah.
So tonight, come out tonight.
Yeah, take your earbuds out.
I think it's actually 7:30.
Okay, I don't know. Well, I don't know because you haven't.
Yeah.
Someone hasn't told me about it.
Yeah, I'll get it together. Anyway, so that's Thursday, and then Friday I'm going to be at, or Saturday, I'm doing Malibu Playhouse again.
Oh, cool.
Love this place,
Yeah.
man. What a great, all of Malibu comes out there, man. It's cool. It's like people that never leave Malibu.
Why would you?
Why would you? Yeah, right? And I love doing comedy out there, pushing buttons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm doing that on Saturday, and then I'm at the store on Sunday. I'm doing Juice this week.
Nice.
Wow. Wow. So, yeah, I got some good shows coming up. And then Monday on Let There Be Talk is going to be Baron Woolman, the first photographer for Rolling Stone magazine.
Yeah,
Back when
I saw some of those fucking pictures. Incredible.
God damn, he shot Woodstock.
Yeah.
On stage, he played cowbell with Santana, him and Bill Graham up there. His photo, he was smart. Instead of shooting, I think I said this before, instead of shooting bands like everybody's doing, he shot the people, the cars, the mud, the traffic, the gear, the fucking stage, the fences that got pushed down. It felt like you were there.
Yeah.
He's got a photo where he's on stage and he shot outwards 300,000 people.
It's crazy.
How dope is that?
300,000 of our moms and dads.
I think Time Machine, if you could pick one event, what would it be, man? I was looking at that like, Time Machine, you get to go one fucking thing, man. I was like, it would probably be Woodstock for me.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how quickly you can get out of there. Like, being there when Jesus kind of rises again would kind of be fucking mind-blowing because you'd be like, hey, that is real.
Yeah.
Fuck my life, I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
Would be pretty phenomenal.
Time Machine, you get to go to one fucking place.
Well, yeah, that's a tough question to drop at the end of a fucking
I know.
the end of a fucking episode. Woodstock is an easy answer, but you've planted that seed already, so that's why it's kind of stuck in my head. I'm hemming and hawing.
I mean, do you go back and watch the fucking the first Apollo takeoff? Are you an astronaut? Or,
Yeah.
I don't know. What are the rules of it? You get to go in the time machine and you could be a president a day, or I don't know.
Jesse Owens winning the 100 meters.
Oh man, that's killer,
The
right?
Olympics in Berlin. Was it
That's a
Berlin?
running
Munich,
thing for
Munich
it.
or Berlin.
Yeah.
That
Berlin, yeah.
would be fucking
I mean, you're
incredible.
also surrounded by Nazis, though.
Well, but I'm in a time machine. Well, no, and then the Nazis get the time machine. Oh no, I fucked it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's leave this for the Twitter people. Tweet at us over the weekend. You don't get to be the person, but you get the time machine and you get to go to one event.
Experience it.
Yep, you get to go to the event, like whatever it was, Kennedy assassination, fucking Woodstock, Ali Rumble in the Jungle, Evel Knievel jumping those the fountains at Caesar's Palace.
Yeah.
These are some of my
The premiere of Star Wars Episode 1 of Phantom Menace. No one should pick that.
Yeah. Fucking, you know what I mean? So tweet what yours would be, and let's have a good weekend. And candles lit And one last thing. I'll be in Arizona next weekend at the House of Comedy, all Labor Day weekend. So come out, Arizona House of Comedy. And you got any shows?
I don't know. I just know Thursday. I'm living a week at a time, man. I'm running ragged.
Cool.
If you like video games, though, the video game podcast I do is called DLC, and you mentioned Rolling Stone. They have spun out a video game part called Glixel, which is like that same kind of Rolling Stone flavor that you know and love, talking about video games and tech. It's pretty cool.
Wow, yeah. I'm going to talk quite a bit about Rolling Stone magazine on Monday before Baron comes on. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Leave those reviews. Candles lit.